Hey there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ian, I'm known as WanderBeard around these parts, and today's video we're doing a recap of my experiences in Belize in 2025. Today we'll be looking at the top 5 moments I had in the country while visiting there over a few weeks. I made 4 stops in the country and they were all excellent for different reasons. I'll even have an honorable mention as I talk about this video today. So as you know, in 2025 I visited 7 countries in total. We've already talked about Mexico. Today we're talking about Belize, and we also visited Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica in 2025. Every country I went to, I had a great time everywhere I went. So many wonderful experiences, and these recap videos are meant to bring you, the audience, into viewing some of these older videos that maybe you haven't had a chance to see. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into the top 5 moments in Belize for 2025, and here we go. In the honorable mention spot, I have Placencia, and I mean that sort of as a general term for visiting the town. Placencia was a really cool place in the southern part of Belize that I had to use a water taxi to get to. Had a lovely time there hanging out for a few days, just experienced the kind of laid back, almost Caribbean vibe that the place had to it. Let's have a look at a few of the clips from Placencia. So I would say that if you're looking for a place to come and you want to relax and you want to do basically nothing except maybe go for a swim, enjoy the nice weather, eat some good food, and just kind of watch the world go by, I would say this is a great place for that. It's just been really nice to use this time. And I had heard a lot of people talk to me or warn me about the costs in Belize in general. I would say yes, it's more expensive than Mexico, but I don't think it's as bad as people led me to believe or that I have found. So I would say that, like most places, you can spend as much as you want and stay at the fanciest of places, and that's fine too if that's what you prefer. But for me, it was, as always, trying to find local places, trying to support local businesses, and do it within a sort of respectable amount of budget. And I've pretty much found that you can do that here in Belize as well, without too much trouble. But lots of shops, lots of locally handmade goods. I saw the guy here actually working on some of these bowls the other day. This is sort of the main drag here through the town, and everything that you want to get to is off of this street or on it. So there's a couple of good supermarkets here in town. Here's one here. This is Ming's supermarket, where I was the other day to pick up some things. As with Belize City, I have found everybody here to be very pleasant, very hospitable. In the number 5 place, we have the Belize City Historical District, or sort of the downtown area, if you will. I had a wonderful time in Belize City. A lot of people seem to skip over it for whatever reason, but I really enjoyed it. It was a really cool kind of port city, had a lot of history to it, and as I walked around on both sides of sort of the canal, the old historical buildings that were there, the whole city just felt like it was oozing history everywhere you looked. So let's have a look at some of the places that I went to in that historical district in spot number 5. One of the first stops I wanted to make here was at what's known as Battlefield Park. And this park is famous for a number of reasons. This statue, first of all, is George Cadell Price. He was the founder of the independence movement for Belize to separate from the British monarchy. One of the things that's commonly misunderstood about Belize is that Belize City is not actually the capital. Belize City was the capital when it was previously known as British Honduras up until 1981. And then the capital moved to Belmopan. So we just made our way down here to St. John's Cathedral, and this is the oldest Anglican church in Belize. It was built between 1812 and 1820. I'm just going to take a walk around the outside here, and maybe a quick brief look indoors. So one of the things you can do here is there's actually a presenter inside the building if you want to come in and learn more about the history of this cathedral and its influence on the city. Since the cathedral has been here, there's also a school here now next door, boys and girls school, and there's also a soup kitchen here for the homeless to help them as well. So it's a pretty influential spot here in Belize City. So I'll try and speak up because there's a tourist bus right here, but this is the original government house that was built in 1812 to 1814 for the original government of the British Honduras when the British were in control of for what's now known as Belize. There's actually now an art gallery and a museum in here, but it is closed at the moment while I'm here. But it is a beautiful old 18th century building here right on the water. You can see the water just out behind there. City, and we're here at the only lighthouse in all of Belize. This one was built in 1885 and measures about 15 meters in height. You can actually see they've got markers to guide the route in and out of the harbor because it's pretty shallow on both sides. Here you see an example of the tamed, previously wild Belizean orange house cat. So Belize City, I mean, you know, if you like kind of colonial architecture and history, I mean, this is as beautiful as any place that I've been. You know, you've got the waterfront right here, and you know, you got all this these old buildings. You're gonna go take a look on the other side in a little bit at some more stuff. But a lot of people that I've talked to and a lot of things that I've read online, people often say they just skip Belize City because it's not worth their time. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll see today as we continue on here that there's lots to see in the city, and it's definitely worth, you know, a day or two of your time anyway to check out before moving on to other places. In the number 4 spot, we have the Museum of Belize. So this was in Belize City, also when I was visiting there, but it feels like it deserves its own special place on this list. I learned so much about the country, its history, and so much of the events of the past of Belize. And it's a great place that I don't think a lot of people go and check out, as it's a little bit away from the downtown sort of central area, but it is absolutely worth the time and the walk over to check it out. A really great place, and I really hope you check it out. Here's a few clips from the Museum of Belize. And so here we are at the Museum of Belize and Houses of Culture. This was known as Her Majesty's Prison, which was built between 1855 and 1857 and was maintained until 1998, when the prison was finally handed over to the Museum of Belize. There was a large fire here in 1993 that was sort of the beginning of the end of this prison, despite its large size. You know, it was over 200 acres and had, I believe, 500 inmates at its peak. Just a piece here about the town of Belize itself. This was showing in 1829 the layout of the city at the time. So for reference, we're probably up here somewhere in this area between the chapel and the hospital, along that area. This is where we came across the water earlier into the other part of the town. There's the courthouse we walked by, and all the way down here was the government house and the cathedral. And this is where the majority of the slave residences were in Belize town, what they called Abo town. So this flag here was actually the one recovered from the World Trade Center from 9/11 in New York City. It was one of the few that were discovered after the tragedy and was salvaged by the New York City Fire Department. There's a art gallery here as well for a locally famous artist by the name of Pen Cayetano, and he was actually a member of the Turtle Shell Band here in Belize as well, which was one of the most famous Punta Rock groups. Sort of I guess similar to reggae in some ways, but very different at the same time, if that makes any sort of sense. And we're just going to have a walk through here and have a look at some of the different artwork, much of which is based on, the history of Belize and culture and different aspects of the country. One of the most famous stelas that was found at La Menai is this one here. It's been named the Lord Smoking Shell from the 7th century. It was erected in 625 AD or CE, and they know that based on the information on the stela itself. Here's a recreation of what the original looks like. So there's the face, and I'll show you the colored in piece here in a second. There's some of the text on there, the feathered headdress holding the scepter this way, and you can see that here colored in. So you've got the text, Mayan glyph, the jade mask, and the feathered headdress. So the scepter showed the underworld gods escaping from it on there, and just a really cool piece. So yeah, so that is the National Museum here in Belize. Again, just a beautiful building that they've taken over from what used to be an old prison building, and some really great exhibits inside. In the number 3 place, we have Eating Barbecue Near the Split on Caye Caulker. So Caye Caulker is a very popular tourist destination. It's got lots of hotels, lots of restaurants, great food everywhere you look. I had a wonderful time when I was there. I was really glad I got to check it out. It's kind of one of those places that everyone checks off on their list when they go to Belize. Some people only go to Caye Caulker in Belize, and they consider that the whole country. It was a great spot. I had a lot of fun there, just kind of wandering around, trying food, just experiencing that real Caribbean culture that was in the place. One of the cool things in Caye Caulker is that every day around lunchtime, there's a bunch of vendors that set up barbecue pits and things along the side of the road near where the split in the island is. And they have all kinds of offerings. They had fish, they had chicken, they had sausage, they had, anything you could want, different combination plates, the whole bit. And it was just a really cool kind of local vibe to it. I really enjoyed that. Let's have a quick look at checking out some of that food. You can see they have a big sign up here, just here for the split. You can see how shallow it is and how clear the water is here. There's a lot of seaweed, I think, out here today, kind of moving in because of the winds pulling it in, but yeah, just a beautiful spot. One of the other things that's really famous sort of up in this area is the barbecue. And there's a whole line of guys selling barbecue just up the road. Chicken, fish, whatever, sausages, whatever you want. And there's usually like 6 or 7 of them all lined up in a row. Prices are supposed to be really good, local prices, kind of all takeaway sort of places. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang out up here for a little bit and grab some of that for lunch, because I can't come to Caye Caulker and miss out on the barbecue guys. So just not far from the split actually, and the Caye Caulker sign here, you'll often find a bunch of guys lined up here with barbecue stuff for lunchtime, and there's always a bunch of different ones to pick from. So we're just going to grab some chicken and sausage and see how it turns out. So I ordered some jerk chicken and a sausage, and I think it's gonna be around $15 US in total. Comes with rice and beans and stuff, so very excited to try it. This is Betty's Slow Grill. You can see here's the menu. There's the barbecue.
Ready, bro?
How's it going? I just placed an order there already. Yeah. Well, since it already comes on a stick. Oh yeah. That is delicious. Nice and spicy. There's a really good sauce on it. Almost like a honey barbecue sauce on top of it. This part of the meal alone, just the chicken and the potato salad and the rice and stuff, that would have been 22 Belize dollars on its own. And I got the sausage to go with it on the side. And yeah, I'm going to stop talking so I can finish this up because it's really good. So if you want a little pro tip, in my opinion, that after you go over there and grab your barbecue and stuff from one of the vendors, there's a park right across from it, and there's a giant picnic table here under the shade, and it's a perfect place to just come and sit and eat your meal without, you know, a million people around, and just relax. And that food was so good. I can't recommend it enough. If you're in Caye Caulker, make sure you go, and just, I'm sure all of them are going to be delicious. The one that I tried specifically was fantastic. Just, yeah, get some food, come over to the park, sit down, munch away, and yeah, it doesn't really get any better than this, I have to say. In the number 2 place, we have the Iguana Sanctuary in San Ignacio, Belize. So San Ignacio kind of sneakily became maybe my favorite place in Belize. There was so much to see and do there. I had a really cool time checking out this iguana sanctuary, and it was a really special place. You know, it was a privately funded project. It was the only one of its kind in the country, and you could really get a sense that the people who ran the place were very, very passionate about what they were doing. The day I was there, it was very rainy, but we had a great time, and let's check out some of the clips from that and some of my new friends at the Iguana Sanctuary.
Welcome everyone, welcome to the San Ignacio Hotel. So this project started in 1996, almost 29 years now. I have been working with them for almost 15 years.
Oh my gosh, it's just iguana land on the ground.
That's the one male that they have here, and then there's 5 or 6 females in here on top of that.
Just going to be explaining to you the difference between a male and a female. You take a, you see that? That's the mating call. Well, they don't make any noise. They just shake their heads to attract the girls, also marking territory against other males around. The more bigger, the more colorful you are, and the more you shake your heads, the more girls come to you. Yes. Alaska, it's colder in Alaska.
They're colder.
They're colder. Yeah, you guys came running from the cold. How about you right here in Belize? This is called the crazy weather, by the way. It rains. It will rain, it will normally rain, and then the sun come out. Let them climb, let them climb, let them climb. They just want to, let them climb. Don't go close to the tree. Don't go close to the tree. Yeah, let them climb. Let him climb. They're just going to stay there like a little parrot, okay? They're just going to climb up on you.
Cool.
The more higher they are, the more secure they feel, the more comfortable. They are attracted to your body heat. That's why this guy is closing its eyes.
Almost asleep.
It likes your body heat. You must have plenty of heat on you, my friend.
Oh yeah.
So that has to be a little bit more up.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. And then this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this big guy on top of you. Don't bring your hand in the front. Don't bring it down. If you bring down the...
I'm making an escape.
Yeah. No, yeah. He doesn't like... Okay, here you go. That's it. Don't, even if he moves, you don't move. Okay, he's just posing for the camera, okay? So the male green iguana, it's a very territorial animal. He will normally he doesn't like another male around. They will kill each other just because of territory and the girls. The more girls you have, the more females. Up to you. So now we start by putting this on top of her head. And then stay with your hands like I put them. And then I'm just going to grab her armpits. Very good. You're an expert. Yeah. Have you ever held one? No? Take a picture of her alone with the iguana, and then I want you to stand right beside her.
All right, like so.
Loves to keep them as a pet. Everybody would buy them. In some countries in North America, people are allowed to have them as a pet. In some states, you can't have them as a pet. In Belize, it's illegal to have them as a pet, okay? Let's go around, guys. Everybody go. Let's go around so everybody gets a chance to come in here.
So yeah, this iguana project here at the San Ignacio Hotel is definitely worth your time. Had a great tour today. You get to see, different size iguanas, from the babies who are 6 to 7 months old to some older ones that were about 15 to 16 months, and then some of the adults as well. Getting to kind of handle them and play with them a little bit and stuff. And yeah, it's absolutely worth your time. Again, great project, privately run, and I believe he said is the only iguana conservation project in all of Belize. So they're doing really good work here, obviously. And yeah, make sure you come by and check it out, because they survive based on the donations and ticket sales to get into it. And in the number one place in Belize, should be no surprise to people who have watched my videos, it was Caye Caulker, the Mayan ruins that were in San Ignacio, Belize. Caye Caulker was a very special place. It was very different from a lot of the other ruins that I had seen in the past from Mayan culture. This was almost like a grand palace of sorts. It housed a very top level family that would have lived there in that part of the Mayan Empire. There were so many amazing buildings. The grounds just came alive when you're walking around that place. It really felt like, people who lived there were just there, maybe 100 years ago or something like that. Not 500, 600, 700 plus years ago. It was a really special place. It's, again, a place that not a lot of people, I don't think, when they go to Belize, they go to see. A lot of people, by just default, don't think of Mayan history when they go to Belize, but the country is full of it. And I was so lucky to get to go to Caye Caulker and check it out. I had a great time there. And to me, was the number one stop in the entire country of Belize while I was there. Let's have a look at some of the footage from that stop. The history of Caye Caulker is interesting because it was actually a palatial home for a royal family during the Mayan period. Some of the earliest indications are that there was people living here as far back as 1200 BC, but by and large, this was occupied by Mayan royalty up until about the 9th century, after which time it was fully abandoned. So it's not a huge site, but it does have a very Indiana Jones or Tomb Raider feel to it in some aspects, and you'll see that as we walk through this area. Just standing here in this courtyard, it's a pretty impressive spectacle to see how much had been built up around it. This guy out here at the top, I think is getting wedding photos done. And the reason why I came over here is because there's one of these cool little entryways through here. You can see how well this is perfectly designed to be walked through. It is pretty slippery, so just keep that in mind if you come up here. So this is the main entryway into the other plaza. And there's the El Castillo temple right here in front of us, with this other very flattened Plaza A. Just an amazing amount of work that went into restoring this place. This is just, yeah, unbelievable. So there are no records really pertaining to the exact families and information of people who lived here. The knowledge of it being a royal family of some sort that lived here is based on the architecture and design, and some of the pottery and things that they have found here. I would say if you're taller than 6'3", 6'4", might want to watch your head. I had read people had described this place as almost like a maze, and I can definitely get that feeling. And again, just a continuation. This is Plaza E here. And you see a continuation of these arched entryways all over the place here. This really does feel much more like a home as opposed to a city. Although it did say on the information in there that there was up to 2,000 people living here at its height, they figure, during the classic period. And then you've got these stairs that come down here, and a second set of stairs that go down into that tunnel, which then take you back out to the square. This gives you a really good perspective on how much of a house type structure this was. So looking at the back side here, so there's the El Castillo temple, and from here you can see the defined 3 levels with the white, again with the white paint on the outside. On the second level there's a howler monkey. The guy said he's probably about a half mile away over there, and he is making his presence known for sure. Do you guys want a picture up there together?
Oh, yes.
He is really loud. Just a beautiful spot here. Not super busy and super quick to get around. If you're in San Ignacio and you're looking for something to check out, I would definitely recommend coming to Calpeche. Again, it was $10 US to get in. You're free to roam around the park openly, check out all the temples, take all the videos and all the pictures that you want. And yeah, it's remarkable to see a structure like this up on top of the hill, so up close and personal. And it really has a different feel and look to it than a lot of the other places. And now the rain is starting to knock all the leaves off the trees. I'm just standing in the middle here underneath a tree to give me a bit of barrier from the rain. And there you have it, my top 5 moments from Belize in 2025. As I mentioned, I made 4 stops across the country. I stopped in Belize City, Placencia, Caye Caulker, and finally in San Ignacio. And each place had something special to offer. And I really hope that this video kind of showcases that, because there was something from every place. So if you're thinking about going to Belize, or if you're passing through this region of the world, make sure you stop in and check it out. It is a very special, unique country in some ways, in that it's English speaking, and the history there is quite different in many regards to a lot of other countries around it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like or a comment down below. Maybe a comment about a place that I missed, that I didn't see in Belize, that you would recommend if you've been there. If you'd like to support me further, there's a few different ways you can do that. I have some memberships set up here on YouTube. They start at just $3 Canadian per month, which works out to about $2 US. There are 3 tiers in total, so you can have a look at those. If you'd like to support me one time, I have donation links set up here through PayPal and through Bitcoin. Those links are here on the screen with the QR codes, and there's actually links as well down in the description. And lastly, I also have a merchandise store set up. I have t-shirts and hats with some different designs and things that I've made. You can check those out. I've priced things there very affordably in terms of, my share of what I get out of them is very low, but I wanted to make them as affordable as possible to people so they could check them out. And remember, life is short. Wander. And I will see you in the next video, where we recap the first of 2 parts about Guatemala. And you can see the clouds and the rain there not far off in the distance.